If you're thinking about buying a home in Silverleaf, there's something you need to know. By 2030, there's going to be a major roadway running right through the middle of Silverleaf. Consider this your due diligence if you're thinking about buying a home in St. Johns County or St. Augustine. In this video, I'm going to break down the First Coast Connector, and you'll know exactly what it's going to affect within Silverleaf as far as noise, accessibility, resale value, and long-term appreciation. And you can decide for yourself if this is a deal breaker or a golden opportunity. So what is the Silverleaf Master Plan community really today? Well, it's the 7th largest in terms of sales master plan community in the entire United States. It's number 3 out of the top 5 in the entire state of Florida. People continue to flock here because of its massive amount of amenities, numerous neighborhoods, and its value compared to Durbin, Nocatee, and Rivertown. Most people don't realize is how the First Coast Connector will reshape future home values, but more on that later. Now I'm going to give you an overview of the First Coast Connector, what's actually being built, and where it's being built. Here's a map showing the First Coast Connector, and I want you to focus on that green line. You can see that it goes from I-10 in the top left-hand corner. The green line continues down from Duval through Clay County, goes across the bottom there, crosses across 17. The red line is where the Shands Bridge is. That's currently a 2-lane bridge. It will be replaced with a 4-lane bridge by 2030. It goes across into St. Johns County. Then you see the dotted blue line. That's where it's going to go across through Silverleaf. And with the yellow line, it'll continue on to I-95. Now let's go on site to the west side of the Shands Bridge, and I'll show you what's going on there. So you hear the sound of the highway behind me? That's the 2-lane roadway 16, and you see those stick cranes behind me. Those are putting in pilings for the new bridge that's going to replace this 2-lane Shands Bridge. State Road 23, also known as the First Coast Connector, is coming through. I'll put up some drone footage so you can see that from the air. I'm on the Clay County side of the bridge, and they're working both sides of this with actively working on the construction. Completion should be around 2030, the year 2030 for this. And they're probably trying to work as fast as they can. Sometimes the state gives them bonuses when they do that. But you can see the stick cranes. Again, they're on barges out here, and they're actively putting in pilings. You hear that rhythmic sound, that pounding. That's the pilings going into the river one after another to support the new 4-lane bridge that's going to go in. It's going to have a pedestrian bicycle lane that'll be nice and safe and separated, and you'll be able to go across, the entire span of the new bridge with that. And I'm going to take you over and show you the St. Johns County side and see what's going on over there. Again, State Road 23 starts at I-10, drops down through Duval County, Clay County, and it's going to come across here over to St. Johns County. All right, I am on the east side of the Shands Bridge, and you can see the construction is continuing over here, and they're working their way west. We'll put some drone footage up so you can see they're continuing the roadway where State Road 23 is going to continue. It's going to keep going up there to 16. It's going to head south, and it's going to be heading towards Silverleaf, and it's going to cut right through Silverleaf. We're going to work our way there. Let's go. All right, I'm going to show you a little bit more drone video so this makes a little more sense to you. But again, this 2-lane road over here is 16, and it's heading south. Across from me over here is they're digging this massive, like a basin. As far as I can tell, that'll become a retention pond for water runoff. But for right now, they're pulling dirt out of there, and they're using it to mound up this State Road 23 First Coast Connector roadway over here. The other thing I want you to notice is, and you can see behind me, see those trees? So in the drone video, hopefully you noticed as I was going from left to right, you see the little 2-lane road. You have this thin swath of trees here, and then you got the First Coast connector right there, heading south on its way to cut through Silverleaf. And there's another overpass. All right, stay with me, folks. So you're gonna see the road make a jog up here to the right. And again, there's the construction, State Road 23 actively going in. Got to use my driving skills here. All right, so you see this mound of dirt right here? That's going to be a future overpass because it's going to go over this road and into Silverleaf, right over there. That's where it goes in. I am on the St. John's Parkway right now, and I'm heading through Silverleaf. And I just wanted you to get a good look at, this is a pretty cool road, St. John's Parkway, 4-lane. It goes past 9B, goes past County Road 210, and eventually it goes all the way south by World Golf Village and goes near Costco and Buc-ee's and all that. But I want you to see, this is where it's going to go over the roadway that I'm on. That's the First Coast connector. Gonna keep going towards I-95. Right now, I'm in front of the new amenity center, which is going to be opened on April 1st, 2026. You can see it's pretty cool. I put up some drone footage of it. There's a mirror image of this one, a separate amenity center, which is currently open, for all the residents. But they both have a very nice family pool with 0 entry, splash zone, a separate pool for lap lanes. They have pickleball and tennis and a playground and dog parks. And throughout Silverleaf, you have, sidewalks, they have underground utilities, they have these real nice asphalt running and cycling paths and walking paths throughout. They've got real nice commercial retail that's coming in here, and I'm gonna show you that soon, and let's keep going. Okay, I'm still in Silverleaf, and we were talking about retail and infrastructure here and what they've got going on. They've already got some wonderful restaurants here, coffee shops, boutiques here. They also have, behind me, you'll see, that's going to be the largest Publix in all of Florida going in. So they're working on that right now. And then behind me over here, across St. John's Parkway, those buildings are a medical facility. That's a medical campus. And not only is it a medical campus, it's gonna have a maintenance building. It's also gonna have 24-hour services, emergency services available for children through Wolfson Children's Hospital, as well as Baptist Health, Baptist Medical Center. It's also even gonna have a helipad there, so they can land medical helicopters there or do an evac if they have to as well. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully you never have to go to the hospital, but if you did need to go there or emergency services, you know that they're there. Now, the other cool thing about this roadway out here, St. John's Parkway, about 10 minutes south of here is Turquoise Creek High School, which is an A-rated high school. Put some drone footage up of that. And then just beyond that is Buc-ee's, Costco, Bass Pro Shops, and a real nice Home Depot as well. Real quick, my name's Jay Wike. I'm a local realtor here in St. Johns County. I live here, I work here, and if you would like to give me a call, text, or email, feel free to do so. My contact information will be in the description as well as pinned in the comments. Pros of the connector for homeowners. You're going to have game-changing access to Jacksonville, the airport, St. Augustine, and the beaches. You'll have reduced commute times. You'll have increased resale values due to improved connectivity. These all answer the big why of why so many master plan communities have increased values due to connectors being placed adjacent to them. Now I'm going to talk about some of the cons and trade-offs of this First Coast connector, State Road 23 and Silverleaf. Proximity to the road will matter for noise, traffic, and future resale differentiation. What that means, quite frankly, is some areas and sections are going to appreciate and value better than others. You're going to be facing construction disruptions for many years, probably until at least 2030 overall. Within Silverleaf, there is a difference between living near versus on the connector path. One of the most important points and one of the things that definitely influences people choosing to buy here in Silverleaf, and despite the fact that the First Coast connector will be passing through the middle of it, is that it is zoned for top-rated St. Johns County schools, and also you're going to have some distinct advantages in the zoning that you have living here in Silverleaf. Let's not forget the school ratings definitely influence buyer demand and future appreciation. Within Silverleaf, you've got an incredible community culture with golf carts, parks, and may I add, they're building a 40-acre new park here, community events, and young families. And there's even 55 plus here too. Now we come to the topic of where to buy within Silverleaf based on the road's impact. Consider areas that benefit most from improved road access. Consider areas that are quieter and more private. For a lot selection strategy, consider buffers and orientation. Of course, there's going to be builder differences as far as sound insulation and mitigation. Let's give some consideration as to how the road will impact future home values. Increased accessibility historically increases property values in master plan communities. Of course, an exception to that could be homes located directly adjacent to the roadway. So the net final verdict is going to be net positive for Silverleaf overall, in my opinion. I'm a transportation guy. Getting from one place to another is my specialty, and I can tell you that sitting at a traffic light through 4 interchanges of the signal is totally overrated. You'll definitely benefit in the long run living in a community with great schools, great quality of life, and great connectivity to all of the Jacksonville area. Now you know exactly how the First Coast connector will impact noise, access, resale, and long-term appreciation in Silverleaf. The road isn't the deal breaker that people fear. In most cases, it's actually a boost to lifestyle and appreciation. If you're looking to buy in Silverleaf or anywhere in St. Johns County, reach out to me for a neighborhood by neighborhood guidance. I live here, I work here, and I help buyers avoid mistakes that I see every week. Let's make sure you pick the right home at the right price in the right neighborhood. Check out this next video to learn more about living in the Jacksonville, Florida area and the surrounding suburbs.